guys, what's up? It's Eli back again with another video, and today I'm going to show you how to dice stack. Now first things first, you need to know what you're going to use. So I got these cups from the dollar store, and they were like obviously for $1, but there's 6 of them, and they work, but they're pretty flimsy. As you can see, they bend really easily. But they come in a pack of 6, which is pretty good. So I then upgraded to a plastic cup like this. That's a really hard plastic, harder to bend, and it has a pretty thin lip area right here. But your cup has to be kind of steep sides, not rounding out on the bottom. So you want it to be kind of like this cup. So yeah. So now that we're done with the cups, now we go on to the type of dice. Now, I actually do not recommend these dice as a beginner. If you're a beginner, do not use these dice. Also, do not use these dice either. These dice have the rounded edges, and they are extremely hard to stack since they have a smaller surface area, and so obviously if you had the square ones it's a little bit better, but since they're so small it's kind of hard when you're a beginner. So what you want to buy is these ones right here. So these dice are casino dice, and they're 19 millimeters in diameter, or sorry, not in diameter, in length. And they are a lot easier to stack than the ones that I just showed you. I got 2 colors, green and blue. They're a little bit more expensive, but they come in 5 packs. And I found them a lot better than what I had before, because if you look at the size comparison, this is the regular dice that you find on a board game, and this is the casino dice. So that's a pretty substantial difference in size. So now let's move on to actual dice stacking. So to dice stack, first step is you want to learn the motion. So what you want to, first step actually is to hold the cup in a specific way. So the way that you're going to hold the cup is you're going to put your index finger on the top, and wrap your fingers around, or you could hold it like this. This way I find is a little bit easier. You get the feel of the dice inside the cup a little bit better. So for a beginner, that kind of helps you learn how to do it a little bit easier. So now with that out of the way, now we're going to learn the motion. So the whole point of this, how to get the dice into the cup, is that you're going to hit it and it's going to travel. So what you want to do is you want to hit it, and then you want to turn across to catch it inside the cup, so like this. And then you want to do this motion. So you want to keep doing this. So this is kind of like a flow motion, but as you grab all of your dice, you want to make sure that it is always going to have the same speed. You don't want to go you want to go a little bit faster on each one of the dice, but you want to keep it at the same distance and the same speed all throughout all 3 or however many dice you're going to stack. So now what you want to do is you want to just keep practicing this. You want to capture it inside the cup, and then you want to just hold it. So you want to just keep holding it inside the cup. Okay? And so then when you get good at that, then you're going to use 2 dice. And when you use the 2 dice, you want to have the same technique that I just taught you, but you want to stay on the table that you're using. Okay? So you want to grab it, and then you want to stay on the table. Then grab it, stay on the table. And as you can see, they already stacked inside the cup. Okay? So just keep practicing and slowly add 1 more dice until you get really good at it, because the more you practice, obviously, the better you're going to get. But it's really important to keep that motion, because in centrifugal force, you need to keep the dice up, which is centrifugal force. And for centrifugal force to work, you have to keep going pretty fast. You want to go like this, okay? And if they stack like this inside the cup, that means that you weren't going at the right speed on both of them. So, now that we've done that, you want to add one more dice. And so then I grab one of those, and I look at it, okay, and I plan out how I'm going to do it. Some people, for some reason, they tend to capture it and then go for the next one and then go for the next one, like this. Like this. I mean, it works because obviously it's stacked inside the cup, but for a beginner that is very hard to do because your hand isn't used to that motion anyway. So all this takes practice. You have to keep practicing a lot. It took me 2 days and a half probably to learn how to do all this successfully. And even then I wasn't doing it all the time. It wouldn't work every time. So basically, you just want to keep holding it on the ground, and then you want to grab the next one, grab the next one, and it's stacked inside the cup. So now the next step is to land these dice onto the table. So now that we've stacked them inside the cup, you want to land them on the table. So the way that you're going to do this is after you've grabbed all 3 of these inside your cup, you're going to keep doing the motion, and then you're going to lift it up off the table, and then you're going to keep doing this motion, and then you're going to slowly move down onto the table, and then you're going to slide across like that. So as you can see, I just stacked 3 of the dice. So yeah, so that's how you want to do that, but you want to go at a fairly fast speed because you want all the dice to have enough room to stack inside the cup. So you want to just go really fast, and then as you can see, it just stacked all 3. So it's pretty easy when you have those large dice. Like I said, they're a little bit more expensive, but I think they're going to help you in the long run, especially if you're a beginner. So yeah, so now what we're going to do is, if you get more advanced at this, then you want to start using like 4 or 5 or even 10 dice. So when we use 10 dice, obviously I can fit all of these dice. This is a lot of dice. So to stack all of these dice, what I had to do is I had to go to the store and I got a Pringles container. And so I actually didn't remove the lid to capture them and left the metal part on. I kept the lid on and taped it because the dice hit hard on the top cap right here. So I taped it across. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I taped it. And then I took a can lid cutter and I just kind of kept turning, and I cut off the entire lid right here on the very bottom, the metal part, because it's really annoying to hear dice on metal, if you know what I mean, but it's really loud and annoying. So what you want to do with this is you definitely can't hold your index finger on top, because this is like terrible holding, because you can't hold this very easily. So what you want to do is you want to do the same motion, but you're going to do it like a little bit faster since it's bigger on your hand and stuff. It's going to be harder to control. But you want to kind of keep doing it really fast. And it's okay if you miss it sometimes. Everyone's going to mess up sometimes, so you just got to keep practicing like this. Okay? And as you can see, that didn't stack, right? So comment down below if you know what I did wrong. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. Okay, what I did wrong was I was not going fast enough. Because obviously if I'm not going fast enough, it's not going to stack all the way. So what you have to do is you have to go extremely fast when you're doing this. But most importantly, keeping at the same speed on all 5 of your dice. And you want to kind of turn a lot more every time you're going through each one, because that's going to organize all the dice inside the container. dropped because I wasn't going fast enough on sliding it. So you gotta grab them back up. As you can see there, I just stacked 5 dice. So then when you want to stack all 10, obviously they won't all fit on camera. But you want to kind of keep that same technique in mind. So yeah, I hope this helps. Took me a while to learn how to land it, so that's probably the hardest part, I think, after you learn how to capture the dice. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if this helps you. Please like and subscribe, and bye.